Okay, guys, so earlier what we did is took an X-Acto knife and we trimmed off the excess material that we put on here to give it a little more wing shape. So now basically I'm just going to finish this thing off real quick. There's not going to be a lot of detail in this bat just because I plan on hanging this thing up high in a tree, and you're really not going to see the detail in it. This is kind of the quick, cheap way out, I guess. I mean, this is just a rough and dirty bat. There's not going to be a ton of detail in it. Like I said, it's going to be hanging. You won't be able to see it much. It'll be more shadows, but you're going to be able to tell that this is a bat, you know, when you see it. So, and that's really what I'm trying to get across for the yard. If you guys would like to see me do a bat with more detail in it and more detail in the face, shoot me an email, let me know, and if you'd like to see it, I'll do another one and put it on my list of props to do and show you. But anyway, we're going to finish this thing out today. We're going to put little details in it so we know. We're going to put a little stuff around here so we got a mouth line. I'm not going to put any fangs on it, just a quick little mouth line. We're going to put some little eyes on it and put some eyelids over it. We're going to blend in this piece of fabric right here so it's not so harsh. And really, I think that's going to do it. And then I'm going to paint this up. I'm not going to sculpt hair in it. I mean, there's so many different ways you could go with this. We could put clay over the back of it and here. We could sculpt hairlines into it. We could add more features into it. After we basically took this and let it dry after we're done with this step and painted it and sealed it, we can glue hair to it. We can do something like that. The options are endless, but like I said, just on this piece and for this tutorial, this was just a quick way to show you how to make bats, bigger bats, however you want them, you know, making something from nothing. This is just going to be quick and dirty. Anyway, we'll start with the process and we'll finish this thing off. So what I'm going to use today, I believe I went to Michael's, I think it was, and went to in their jewelry section. I was working on another prop that I made snakes with, little snakes. It was a Medusa head. Anyway, in their jewelry section, I mean, these are just little, they're called crafting beads, pearls, whatever. They're pretty small. It's hard to tell. They're pretty little. I like them. They work great for small eyes. So what we're going to start out with today is we're going to hot glue a couple of these onto the face. Do this a little easier so I can get the eyes in about the right spot on the face on both sides. So I just took a pencil, made 2 dots. Right there is where we're going to put the glue down these eyes. So there's one. And there's our second one. We're going to push some of that hot glue down. So our eyes are on there. Like I said, it's not perfect. This isn't going to be crazy detailed, but it'll get the point across. Got some paper mache paste ready to go. Now what I got here, and this is, you know, a lot of people when they do pumpkins, different things in that skin, they'll use brown paper towels to dip in. This is actually a blue shop towel, paper towel you can find in the automotive section of Walmart. And I've used it on a couple different props I was building to put skin on. And I really enjoyed the way it reacted and looked once I had it on. So we're going to use it again today. On putting the eyelids on this bat. So for this process, we're going to dip that paper towel all the way down into our paper. Excuse the phone that's going off, to get us what we need. Feather out these torn edges so they're not seen so bad. And we'll add our next piece. And as you can tell, once this shop paper towel dries up, it blends in really well with the rest of the structure. So we simply just hook our towel, laid it around it. For that other side, do this best I can, and then I took a little tool and just kind of scrunched it up. In this area. We're going to pull this eyelid down just a little bit because that's the part I want exposed. Not too bad. It's not overly detailed, but again, this will work for this bat. And we're going to take another piece, come across the top. Now you can see we didn't have very much eye being seen, and bat's got a big bulbous eye. So I'm going to push that down a little more. Oh, oops. So we can reveal more of the eye. that simple. It'll work out that easy. Now if you notice on, see if I can get this in range. On the inside, focus. Right here, you can't pick it up too well, but there's a big indentation in this part that I don't like, so I'm going to add one more piece of, yeah, it looks a little better there. This drifts off a little too hard right through here, so I'm going to add another piece of, material here just to make this not be such a sharp drop off. And there we go. I like that a little bit better. Looks like we got a little more showing on the other side, so we're going to real quick add another piece to this side under here so it matches more along the other side. I know I said I wasn't going to make it very detailed, but they need to look pretty well close to the same for me. And I think I need one more across the top side of that one, so it looks a little more like the other side. Let's pull that down a little more. There we go. Now as you can see, both eyes look a little closer to the same, a little more of a mean look to it. I think that's going to work. Now what I'm going to do real quick here is we're going to hide this line running right through here. It's going to be simply by adding a couple pieces of fabric in here that, well, not fabric, but this God, keep having a blank, this paper towel, and it'll just help to blend this in, make it feel more like This is part of the bat's body instead of an add-on. And if you really work these outer edges down, when this dries up, these edges will almost disappear into your other work. And we need one more. We need one more small piece. Right there. Again, work your edges down. A little bit of a mouth detail so we know we got it there. On this one, we're going to experiment. At least I'm experimenting with this, so you guys are going to learn right along with me. This may work, it may not work, but I'm going to give it a try anyway, and we're going to see how this turns out. It may be great. It may be something that we've got to take off and do it a different way, but we are going to discover this together. The great thing about mache is once you do it, even after it dries, if you don't like it or if you've come across a spot that you just don't like the way it looks, it didn't dry right, or it changed its shape, you can always cut it back off and go back in and make some adjustments and change things. So nothing you do is permanent until you decide it's a finished product. And then that all depends on you. So what we're going to do here, once I do this, I'll try to get a little better close-up view so you can see. We're going to place a little snout right here on the end of his nose. And I'm going to try to do that just by taking a little piece of our paper towel. I'm going to put it on here. I'm going to kind of bunch it up and then see if I can pull up two little nostril holes in it to make it look like a nose. And if it works out like I want, and then it's going to be a quick, simple, easy little nose. But we'll soon find out. I don't know if this will work or not. I'm sorry, I don't know the best way to do this at this point. I think I got a little too much paste on this. But let's give it a try. I'm going to show you a little bit better what I did. So let's see if we can get a good focus on that. So we put in 2 little holes right there. And all I did is I took this little tool and I came in underneath here and I pulled up on it and I made the hole. And it seems to be holding pretty decent. Of course, I just messed it up. Basically, we're going to do the same type of thing for the mouth. I'm just going to lay out a piece across here and just kind of push the paper around until I've got an outline of a mouth, really. These paper towels are kind of nice because as you do this, and as I'm trying to form a little mouth line ridge, as I push that up, it's creating all these great wrinkles to basically the upper side of the mouth. And it just adds a little more detail without you even truly having to do anything. And that can honestly be something that works to your advantage as you do a project like this. And try to get that edge to blend in a little better. So that gave us I don't know how well you can see that. That gave us a top line to our mouth. Doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look too bad in the camera there. I'm going to try another trick, see if I can get the bottom lip on here. This may be a little more difficult. I don't even know if this is going to work. So what I'm going to do, I got this flat tool. And basically what I'm going to try here is I'm going to take this flat tool and I'm going to hold it on this ridge we already created, and then I'm going to push up the towel with the other side, and I'm hoping that this tool will keep the top side of this paper towel from distorting as I do it. So I'm going to lay this down. You're not going to be able to see what I'm doing, but I will show you the end result when it's done. And we'll see how this works out. And let's have a look.
What's up?
There we go. Not too bad. You can tell there's a mouth line there. Not overly detailed, but we know what it is. And that's what we're going for.